a digital product like a course or an ebook, or you sell your online coaching and you're not on Pinterest, then you're missing out on some serious traffic and income. Maybe you're like, Pinterest for business? I don't understand how this works. Or you believe Pinterest is just for pretty pictures, then please hear me out. In today's video, I'm going to show you how Pinterest works for traffic and business if you're a beginner and completely new to Pinterest. This is exactly how I use Pinterest for my online business to sell my digital products, like my online courses or my templates, and it's how I've been able to get my content in front of way over 50,000 subscribers on multiple social media platforms and my email list. And that without the overwhelm social media usually brings in about 1 hour a week. Yep, it's a super effective and beginner-friendly strategy you can start to implement today. Now, before I get into that, let me just quickly share my story of how I discovered Pinterest and what it's done for my life. Because seriously, it has changed everything. So right out of college, I landed this big job in corporate in one of the biggest Swiss banks. I live in Switzerland, and I know it's such a cliche, but I was this kind of person who studied business because it was the smart thing to do, you know? But man, I was living weekend by weekend, vacation to the next vacation. I remember being on a trip to Italy and I was overlooking the ocean and I just started to cry because I knew I had exactly like 5 days, 3 hours and like 30 minutes left until I had to go back to this corporate job. Now during that time, I also had a boyfriend. He was a lawyer and he was actually about to leave for a year to study abroad and do this LLM thing very soon. So yeah, he was gonna move away and leave me with a job that made me miserable. And I was like, what am I doing with my life? Is this it? It was a tough season in my life. Now, while working in corporate, I had also started a blog as a creative outlet, where I would post random things like recipes or my trip to New York City, just a lot of fun stuff. And that was when blogging was still very, very popular. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna do that on my evenings and my weekends now. Now, very, very luckily, a couple months before my boyfriend left to LA, he went down on a knee and asked me to marry him and asked me to go with him. So as you can imagine, I said yes, and I quit my banking job and we packed our stuff and we moved across the world together. But basically, this also meant that I didn't have a job anymore. So I actually had to really dig into how I could grow that blog I still had on the side and start to make some money with it. And that's the point where I actually discovered the power of Pinterest. So throughout that year I spent in California, I started to learn how I could leverage Pinterest strategies and apply them to my blog. And you know, what can I say? It absolutely exploded my blog and traffic. I went from basically no people seeing my content to having hundreds of people on my site every single day. So at the end of the year in California, I made the decision not to go back to corporate, but continue to give this online business a shot with the backbone of Pinterest traffic growing my sales and my income. Now, I know that was a bit of a long story, but I just wanted to share that with you so you know that wherever you are on your journey, there is this other side. And if you want to build an online business yourself, or you want to sell courses or digital products or coaching, then I just want to scream it from the rooftops that Pinterest has really been the one factor that made this happen for me. So without further ado, what is Pinterest? Why is it so important for business, and how does it work for you? So these were the exact same questions I asked myself when I first learned about Pinterest a couple of years back. Up until then, I was using Pinterest to search for recipes to make for dinner or inspiration for my next trip, like things like that. I was still trying to figure out Google and other traffic strategies. And let me tell you, things were moving like really slowly. I was barely getting a handful of people to my website every single day. And just as a reference, now I get thousands of people to my site every single day, mostly straight from Pinterest. Alright, so what is Pinterest? If you're like many other people, you're probably saying it's a social media. And yeah, that's kind of true. Pinterest does have some social media aspects that can help you connect online, but Pinterest is a lot more than that. Pinterest used by bloggers and businesses. It's more like a search engine. Pinterest themselves call it a visual discovery engine. So a place to discover new ideas, learn things through finding visuals, so images. So yeah, it is very visual, like for example, Instagram, when you think about the beautiful images, but we have to make a clear distinction when it comes to the intent of people who come to the platform. Things people search on Pinterest are like ideas, tips, advice. Plus, people love to shop on Pinterest. Alright, so why does it matter for bloggers and businesses that Pinterest is not a classic social media but a visual discovery engine? Well, you can use Pinterest strategically to your advantage to grow your traffic to your website and to increase the sales to your business. As people on Pinterest are looking for ideas and answers, this is a great place for your business or blog to help those people out. And helping them is the first step in selling your services or products. Now, on top of that, Pinterest works a bit like Google as people are in this mindset of search. You can use this as an advantage and apply SEO strategies, so search engine optimization on Pinterest, to make sure your images on Pinterest show up high in the Pinterest search results. So you can get found by tons and tons of people and drive automatic traffic to your website, which will make you more sales. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now that you roughly know what Pinterest is and why it's important, how does Pinterest actually work? Alright, I'm going to give you a very brief high-level overview of how Pinterest works. So everything starts with your Pinterest pin image. As a business, you can create these pin images and upload them to Pinterest. Every pin image is like a billboard for promoting your free content, your products, and your business. When you upload one of these pin images, you can add a URL. So each pin can have a different URL, and when people click on the pin image, they're going to the site to this URL. So yes, you can upload multiple, dozens even, hundreds of these little billboard images to Pinterest, which are attracting your people, your clients, and each of those pin images has a unique URL you can lead people to. This is very unique because your Instagram post doesn't get a link. Your TikTok doesn't get a link. Maybe you have a link tree in your bio, but that's so freaking inefficient. But each pin image on your Pinterest account has a unique URL link people can click on and go to your website. So how does it work? Step 1, you create your graphic. Step 2, you upload that graphic to Pinterest. Step 3, you add your URL so that when people click on, they land on your page. And the key here is that all the time, you can have dozens of pins working for you at the same time. So whenever someone searches something on Pinterest and your pin shows up, they click on that and you're growing your traffic to your business. Do you see now that Pinterest isn't just for pretty pictures? It's literally a tool you have for your marketing. Now, real quick, before I move on, if you loved what you heard about Pinterest so far, make sure to check out my free Incredible Marketing Quiz. It literally takes 2 minutes and it will help you crush your Pinterest game and boost your clicks. If you want to turn your pins into clicking magnets, find out the strategy that works best for your personality and grow your business with Pinterest with ease, then dive into my free Incredible Marketing Quiz and uncover your secret formula for driving mega traffic and clicks to your content. It's free, it's super fast, and a ton of fun. So you can find the link to the quiz in the description box below or here. And now let's get back to this video. So back to it. Why is growing the clicks, so the traffic, that important? Well, having an online business is also a numbers game. Like the more people you can get in front of your content and your products, the better. The more you will understand who is the right fit and who isn't. The more traffic you get, the easier it is to grow an email list, and honestly, the more sales and income you can make online. But maybe you're like, cool, but like I'm constantly posting stuff on social media, but because of the stupid algorithm, none is actually being seen by my audience. Like, can you relate to that? A couple of likes and then hours of work are down the drain. Like, I know this is true for me, for example, for Instagram. Well, here's the good news. I mentioned this before, but Pinterest is just kind of a social media. It's also a very, very powerful search engine. So, like for example, Google. When you type something into Google, you get a list of results, right? We do it 100 times a day. And the results that are at the top, that's usually what Google thinks is the best answer for you, right? Now, Pinterest has a search bar as well, and tons of people use it. But instead of a list of text results, you get a list of pin results. And these pins aren't random, like you see it on your social feed, just based on what the algorithm thinks you might like. No. These pins that show up when you search are specific to that search. And this means we can get super strategic with our pins. We can apply SEO, search engine strategies, to our pins that allow them to show up right at the top of those search results. And trust me, it's so much easier to rank at the top on Pinterest than on Google. Just imagine what this would mean for your business. When someone is looking specifically for a solution to their problem, they type it into Pinterest and they find your pin shining bright at the top of the search results. They click the pin and boom, they're in your space. Your website where you have full control over everything. Like, just what would it mean to actually create content that doesn't disappear into the endlessness of the social universe, but actually shows up when people need it the most? For me, it has literally changed everything. So again, let me really break it down how Pinterest and traffic works for growing your business. So how does it work? Step 1, create a pin. Remember, this is like your billboard. You want to let people know what they get when they click over. So address their problem and how you can help and give them the solution. Step 2, you upload your image to Pinterest and you add your URL. So you want to make sure you're leading people directly to the place where their question is answered, like an educational blog post or where they can buy your course, product, coaching, so a sales page. So whatever you're advertising on that pin, you want to make sure that the URL leads them to get directly to that place. You want to do this over and over again. So you can upload many pins to Pinterest. It's just more opportunity for people to find your stuff. And then in step 3, now they're in your universe and you can serve them. In my experience, it's a good way to get people to your site, and before you pitch a product or a service, you want to serve them up with some free value so that you can build the know, like, and trust factor, and your content is building you up as an expert. People are skeptical nowadays. Like, people are fed up with being scammed and tricked into buying stuff that they don't need. So I like to give a ton of free value through blog content, video content, and throughout my email newsletter. And then finally, in step 4, you can think about your pitch. After you've locked them up with your amazing free content that helps them solve their problems, you've established that you're actually an expert in this and you know what you're talking about. Only then I would recommend you start pitching your online course, your ebook, your online coaching. And just let me tell you, this works like magic. Like, I've built an audience of over 50,000 people. I'm educating them for free, and this helps me actually build a sustainable business online. Every day I get emails about people who just purchased one of my courses or a template or a product I recommended to them. Like, to this day, it blows my mind how Pinterest is literally driving and building my business. And you know, I'm not special. Like, I don't have a huge marketing team behind me. It's literally just me doing this. So that's why I know it can work for you too. So I hope this video was helpful and you can see how the power of Pinterest could 20x your online traffic and your income. Now remember, next make sure to check out my free Pincredible marketing quiz. It literally takes 2 minutes and will help you crush your Pinterest game and boost your online income. If you want to turn your pins into clicking magnets, Find out the strategies that work best for your personality and grow your business with Pinterest with ease. Then dive into my free incredible marketing quiz and uncover your secret formula to driving mega traffic and clicks to your content. Again, it's free, it's super fast, and a ton of fun. You can find the link in the description box below. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you in the comments. I know you can do this. If this is working for me, it can work for you too. So make sure to get started today. So that's it from me for today. I hope that was valuable, and I will see you soon with a brand new video. You got this. Cheers!